Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Sky Chickens. In the last video, I don't know, stuff happened. And more stuff is gonna happen. Great summer as always. Now I'll be honest, this probably isn't gonna get much in the way of views, so I will take this opportunity to have some self-introspection. Because I think ultimately, when I look back at this channel, it's gonna be like, yeah, damn, oh, that is extremely loud. I really decided I wanted to post videos on the internet to a bunch of random strangers. Bit weird, innit? But, I think there is ultimately some, I won't say good, because it's not bad, but there's some advantage to doing this. And I would say that that advantage is that Google is a repository of free storage. So I'm gonna make the most of that. You goddamn right I'm gonna make the most of that. And I recommend you guys do it as well. Because, you know, free storage is free storage. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Or 0 cents, because I'm making no money of this. But that's alright, that's alright. I kind of wish, low-key, I started YouTube earlier. But there's a saying. The best time to start anything was 10 years ago, or like, whatever. The second best time to start anything is today. So we will keep going today with my introspection. And hey, look at that. These housing units are working. They are working quite nicely. So I think what I want to do is I want to redo the entire structure of my chickens. And yes, that is going to be a hassle. But I think it will be worth it. Actually, no, we're going to get one more test going before we commit to this. And the test is going to be simple. That's the wrong one. We're just going to get a bunch of chickens. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. And we're going to see, can I fit them in a singular cell? Because if I can, then my plants and resources grow exponentially. If I can't, then that's unfortunate. So can I theoretically do this, and this, and okay, I can. Fantastic. So now I can close this up. But if okay, let's say I don't close it up. And I want to breed more chickens. How do I go about doing that? Oh wow, that's actually a decent amount of money. Let's go gambling. Okay, no, I did say I would talk about life. So, how's life? I mean, to myself, I would say life is doing pretty good. I've come to a very interesting realization about the importance of physical activity. And I think I come to this realization in cycles because I underestimate the importance of physical activity, and then I partake in physical activity, and then I forget the importance of physical activity, and it goes on and on and on, right? But I need to like not lose myself, or rather not lose my, how do I say? Not lose the importance of physical activity. When I mean physical activity, I just mean, I mean, to be fair, any physical activity is good, but I mean consistent, regular physical activity that trains some set of muscles, or maybe not even muscles. I mean, no, I would treat the cardiovascular system as a set of muscles, right? You could argue against it, but that's kind of a stupid argument in my opinion, because they do be muscling, like muscles work, and then they be muscles, so they work. All I'm saying, like, you know, it is what it is. Oh, actually, what I should do, I just had a genius idea. But yeah, no, that's at least my opinion on it. So I need to keep in mind, do not forget the importance of physical activity. Because I tend to do that. And I hate that I tend to do that. But I need to acknowledge it and move on with it. So I think what I have done in the past is to combat that, is that I have a schedule for physical activity. And I think that is good, except that I then eventually get bored of said schedule, and then I kind of slack off, and now we're back in the same cycle, right? So that's clearly not working. Clearly, are you? Sorry. So I think having, bro, are we being for real? I hate this game. I hate this game so much. Anyways, back to my point. I think this game sucks. Is what I think. No. Stay the point. You're so close to being like good, but you're kind of choking. Yeah, no, the point is, I think getting bored is now a very real consideration amongst people because, well, attention spans have gotten significantly shorter, and I know I bring this point up a lot of the time when I talk about issues, but it is one of the most prevalent issues at the moment. So it is one of the biggest considerations that will keep coming back because it's the problem isn't going away. So why should the discussion around it go away, right? That kind of confuses this idea of relevance with hype. Like the two are not co-joined, if that makes sense. One can exist without the other, and in fact, one should exist without. Things can stay relevant for extended periods of time for more than just their shock factor. Because if the thing only exists because of clickbait or shock factor, then the thing itself didn't have substance, but the way in which it was presented had substance. And don't get me wrong, the way things are presented should be important. Not should. The way things are presented is important, are important. Regardless. However, oh, there we go, wheat, nice. However, it's becoming increasingly more and more important to present something in a meaningful way, and less important to present something meaningful itself. Because people just watch whatever, right? And I will admit that kind of upsets me. It kind of goes against the notion of, oh, you know, if you have something important to say, people will listen. Because people won't listen. People won't listen if you don't have the platform. And it increasingly promotes the, I suppose, the role of marketing in society. Which isn't a bad thing, to be fair. But, you know, I would prefer that energy would be spent on, or rather less on self-promotion and more upon, I don't know, improving yourself or doing something or literally anything else, because I do dislike the notion of self-promotion, but, well, it exists, right? I can't just not acknowledge it. So we're gonna live with it. So we're gonna live with it, and that's honestly what I've done by starting a, what is it? What like a social? I started socials, yeah, and that's not, I think, exceptional in itself, except to me that it's kind of strange because, like, damn, I really created a channel that exists purely to promote something. It feels a little conceited. It does feel a little conceited, if I'm being honest. But it is what you need to do in this day and age to be heard, so it is what I have done. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't enjoy it. Not really. Oh, oops. Ah, that's not what I meant to do. But I guess we kind of have to if we want to be heard. And the other alternative to that would be to, oh, I don't know, that's a mechanic. Actually, low-key, I want to use fences. I'm not fond of trapdoors. Go back to the original dilemma. Do I use fences or do I use trapdoors for individual housing units? Very, very big dilemma. I think we'll come back to this idea because I can't be asked to do this now. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've low-key cooked myself in my attention span, and I hate it because now I've forgotten the point that I was trying to make, and I think it was a good point, but that's alright. It's very strange talking to yourself in front of a camera because not so much the fact that you're talking to an unknown audience, or rather, it's not so much the fact that you're talking to an unknown audience, more so the fact that there's no feedback. Oh, well, that's a new tree. There's no response, there's no one to bounce off of, if that makes sense. There's nothing to bounce ideas off of other than your own ideas, so it ends up becoming this sort of almost journaling, like self-exploration. I know, you know, I would categorize it closer to journaling, right? And you kind of flow the conversation in terms of whatever way your mind takes you. And it would be easier, and it is easier to engage with, you know, the content in front of you, i.e. the game. But I find that is not interesting. Like, I wouldn't want to watch that, and I will be ultimately watching these in the future. So, like, I don't think it's worthwhile for me to do. And that's actually, oh, that's a good idea. I should make storage drawers. Storage drawers can go somewhere. Where do I want to put storage? I think storage maybe will go here. So, well, yeah, like I'm saying, I'm engaging with the game as opposed to engaging with, I don't know, interesting concepts that my mind conjures up, because my mind is not actively engaged on the game, which isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing to be engaged, but this idea of practicing multitasking is pretty cool in and of itself, right? So I think that forcing myself to have an objective while also conversing about my own thoughts will be more beneficial in the long run than simply talking about what is in front of me. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to avoid, simpler topics in favor of more complex ones. So yeah, I mean, my mind keeps drifting back to this game, but ultimately I need to be able to multitask. Multitasking actually in itself is a whole other avenue of discussion, because I find myself struggling with multitasking. It's really difficult, right? Because when I want to do something, I want to do something right, so I kind of put myself and more effort towards said something, which I would hope that people do, right? I would hope people put efforts towards doing things, but at the same time, it's kind of limiting in terms of the options that it allows me to do. No, I phrased that poorly. Let me rephrase that. It's limiting in pardon me, sorry, just my dinner. It's limiting in terms of what it lets me do as a person. So for example, if I can't multitask, there's only so much I can get done in a certain amount of time. Like for example, oh, oops, that's not what I meant to. Right, can I? That's not okay. Are we? Control yourself, young Padawan. No, but sorry, I keep getting distracted. But yeah, like I was saying, multitasking is difficult. Multitasking is difficult because it forces your brain to engage with two ideas. But from what I've heard, people used to train themselves to write with, say, their right and their left hand in order to, train your brain. Because your brain ultimately... Oh, interesting. Your brain ultimately can only do what it's trained to do. So why you see some people arguably smarter than another is not because... it's not because they're inherently born that way, but because they've used their brain in a more, I don't know, complex way. Yeah, like it's a muscle that gets stretched more. Right? So I would say smarts doesn't come from within, but actually without, or not without, but from the external. Right? Smarts comes from exposure to the world, just as strength comes from exposure to exercise. You need to exercise your brain. You need to exercise your mind. It's that simple, but it's not simple. Then I'm not trying to type simple. All right, let's give myself a break. I am really struggling, just so you guys know. Oh, well, I say you guys, just so I know, because I am the ultimate target of this game, or rather these videos. I basically am creating this so that I myself would watch this, if that makes sense. And would I watch myself? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know if I would watch this. I mean, I'd watch Captain Sparkles, because Captain Sparkles is pretty good, but I ain't Captain Sparkles, right? I wish I was Captain Sparkles. He seems to be living the life. He's having a good time. He's pretty goated, all things considered. But, yeah, I ain't him. I wish I was him, but I ain't him. It is what it is, huh? Oh well. Alright, so let's, do this. Okay, I need seeds. The seeds of wisdom. Wait, that's deep. That's deep. That is not deep. That's superficial. Is it superficial? No, the seeds of wisdom. Seeds. The whole concept of being a seed that grows, I need... I'm not making that joke. But, actually, I would like to think about... Do you need to be talking about such complex tasks all the time? Because fundamentally they do take up more brain power, which, yeah, I guess is a good thing to be, like flexing the brain muscle. But you know, doing too much is doing too much. I don't need to be doing too much all the time. Sometimes I can just engage with simpler thoughts. It's just a matter of, you know, coming up with such simple thoughts. And they might not be simpler because they don't have any logical flow. It's just kind of like, it's reactive instead of proactive, if that makes sense. You're reacting to the environment as opposed to proactively making choices. So I would like to proactively come up with things, but it's much easier to react to the things that are in front of me. For example, the chickens. It's all about the chickens, but perhaps these conversations are best saved for my other world, which I haven't visited in quite a while. Because, well, frankly, if I'm being honest with myself, like my enjoyment of vanilla comes and goes. Like I would much rather be engaging create, which ironically is not happening because, well, there's nothing to create. No, it's not that there's nothing to create, but I don't have the resources to do this. So. More specifically, I don't have the power to do so. I do have a bed though, which is a nice comfort, nice knowing. But I suppose I am just limited by my inability to get a stupid apple. Get a simple apple. Actually, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these fences. I did say I was gonna have plots of land and farmland, but I think if I just turn this into a singular grassland, that serves me better in the long run. Serving myself better in the long run. That's another interesting line of conversation, right? Choosing short-term gain versus long-term gain, and choosing anything in that vein when it comes to the detriment of the other, right? So for example, I am making the active choice not to drink, and it is difficult. I would say it is difficult, but I would also say that it's beneficial, right? It's not beneficial when everyone's doing shots and I can't do shots, because I like doing shots, you know? Shots are great. Shots are wonderful. Yes, you and me, twin, love shots. But I can't do shots, because that's alcohol, and alcohol is a no-go for the new rules I've set myself. Actually, I've been realizing I've been setting myself new rules a lot, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's not a bad thing, for sure. Is it a good thing? I guess time will tell. But I think a lot of people have rules. That's what we call morals. They just don't, you know, they don't write it down like it's a journaling item, which I have done. But I think writing things down, and look, I may be biased because I started writing like in an author-y manner. Is that even a word? Author-y? No, whatever. I'm Shakespeare, bro. I can come up with whatever words I want. But writing thoughts down has just been immensely helpful. Immensely helpful. So I can confidently recommend it to everyone. Anyone and everyone should write their thoughts down because it goes a long way. It does. It really does. It forces you. It's similar to these. I wouldn't say video diaries, but similar to these videos where it's like you're forced to engage with yourself, which is not something that's granted a lot of the time in modern day society, because there's less, I should say, there's less periods of quiet reflection, right? A lot of periods of quiet reflection are filled in with, oh, just open your phone, see what's up, what's new in the world. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is a thing. And I feel like that's so redundant, but it's something that is very, very common in just humanity, is not dealing with, or not adapting to change as it comes, seeing new things that come and how they might impact, you know, humanity as a whole. Like, what's a really easy example? Cars, for example, have had arguably one of the greatest impacts on humanity. And rightfully so, because they get us from point A to B in less time than it would traditionally. And so it's fantastic, it's great. But it also means that we don't, you know, use horses. So now horse riding skills become redundant. Is that a cost we're willing to, is it something like we as a society are willing to live with? I would say yes, it is, because for the most part it hasn't negatively affected most people, I would say. Right, like, you and me can go about our daily lives without having to have a horse. But something else that's changed, well, I don't know, what would change? Long messages. You know what, let's go down this rabbit hole. Long messages. And what I mean by long messages is that people didn't have phones to message with back in the day. Ye olden days, right? You would communicate either in person, or through correspondence, i.e. mail, right? Both of which were incredibly slow, making human connection in general, but making these making these human connections more important, and also making the limited interaction feel more meaningful, right? Not that the connection wasn't more important, it's just that the people are less available, so you would learn to come to cherish them more, right? Or at least in theory. I don't know, because I don't live in a time where we can't simply talk to each other, because we can't. Me and you, whoever you are, good stranger, could in theory talk to each other. You could reach out via email and I could respond and we could have a nice chat. Or you could not, and I guess I'll never know you. So there was no connection in the first place. But it's possible. It's possible for that connection to exist. Back in the old day, it wouldn't be possible. There was no mystical service called email or electronic mail. There was simply real mail, and I've realized I've made the wrong tool. So it would give people more reason to be literate. And when I say literate, I don't just mean able to read and write, which was also a concern because, you know, education rates were tied to wealth, and wealth inequality was much higher. But I mean literate in the sense of being able to communicate ideas in a more eloquent way, right? Like, you see me, I'm low-key struggling, despite English being my first and arguably only language, because one, I suck. No, not just I suck, but two, it's less necessary for me to be good at communication because we have so much, I wouldn't say redundancy in our language, but there's so much simplification that's just available to us, right? Like if I say, oh my god, it simplifies OMG. That's obviously a very simple example, but that can kind of be stretched and applied to almost anything. Now, the other thing that raises, and another point that I wanted to get to, was the importance of a point. In this video, I'm not really trying to come to a point, or in any of these videos, I don't really have a point that I'm trying to convey. It's simply me exploring these ideas, and as such, we find ourselves jumping from one idea to the next. And I don't like that, to be honest. Like, I would like more settled ideas, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, once again, a thing. It's me going round and round in circles in this journey of exploration and self-discovery. You know? It is that deep. It is that deep. But I could be talking about the chickens. I like to think this is more interesting. At least, that's for me. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know how many people watch these videos. I've seen a lot of my videos, especially in this chicken block series, because it's not advertised as a traditional Minecraft series, get like 2 views. And I'm guessing those 2 are like people who actually know me. People who talk to me IRL, just, I don't know, maybe wanting to see what I'm up to on a particular random evening because they had the time and they were bored. I would. If I knew my mates were recording YouTube videos, I would be very curious to hear their thoughts. So it is flattering that people are curious to hear mine. But, you know, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm the goat after all. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That is a joke. I am by no means anything special. I am simply another human being. But I suppose that's special in and of itself, no? That we are human, and we exist, and we can communicate, and yada yada yada. That whole spiel. You and I are special. We are special. Being human is a privilege. I mean, I know I would much rather be a human than a chicken. Being a chicken, well, because humans have the whole concept of consciousness to wrangle with, whereas a chicken has, I don't know, eggs to wrangle with. They have the same baseline principles that we use to define a living creature, which is, you know, eat, sleep, reproduce, avoid danger, have defense mechanisms against said danger, and all that jazz. But they don't have this ability. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe. I haven't met a lot of chickens. I'm not a chicken connoisseur, but I was going to say they don't really have the ability to, you know, sit down and record a YouTube video or construct a video essay or all those sort of things because they're a chicken, bro. They're a chicken. They can only do so much. Please, I beg. Please, I beg. Please, I beg. No. Keep going. Keep engaging with these complex thoughts. I'm gonna shoot myself. No, keep talking. It's hard, but you gotta keep doing it, me. Alright, me. Yeah, thanks, me. You're welcome, me. Actually, insane. No, but the chicken needs to give me the sapling, please. Like, I really, really want to engage with the content in front of me, but it's hard not to. But I think as I keep practicing, it should get easier and easier and easier, and hopefully eventually gets to a point where it's trivial and I can focus on both a task ahead of me that's not related to conversation in my mind, because that, I don't know, I guess that'll open up avenues of which I have not thought of before. But that gives me an idea for the next video, which would be, should I have a set topic or something I want to talk about, or would I rather just freestyle? And I think I've wrestled with this idea before, because freestyling lets me kind of go wherever, whereas having a topic constraints it. But having constraints in and of itself is a good thing. Like, if you give someone the ultimate freedom to create, like, but if I had a blank canvas in front of me and a pencil, I don't know what to make. But as soon as I hear the thematic of, oh, make a sword, right? That's just an example. I love making swords. Swords are great, right? I immediately lock in and I'm like, yeah, I know how to draw a sword. It has a blade, it has a hilt, it has a pommel, it has some sort of decoration. Then I've given myself a basic structure, which gets my brain ticking, which then allows me to engage with the other aspects of the sword, the details, the shape of the blade, the sharpness, the shading. And these things I have the ability to do, but I didn't engage with because I wasn't sure of how to approach it. You give it shape, you give it the start, and suddenly you kick into thinking mode, so to speak. So, you know, having constraints actually can make you better in many cases. Many cases. But I guess it depends on the context. Funny enough, a lot of things in life depend on the context. Like, I've already shifted away from the original context of my question, which was, should I have a script for this video, or any given video, right? And that has originally shifted away from the start of the conversation, which I'm not sure what, or I'm not sure what it was, because you know, that was what, like half an hour ago. Oh, the video's kind of getting long, but that was a long time ago. Whereas we're here in the now, where we have to engage with the here and now. You know, it's different. It's different in terms of what my brain is able to comprehend, and it's different in terms of what I have in front of me. Now, speaking of different, you guys are going to have to watch a different episode, because this one is about to come to a close. So let's see, did we address the chicken goals? Did we get light grey chicken? Yes, we did. Did we get storage? Yes, we did. Did we get a stone chicken? Yes, we did. Did we get a cobblestone chicken? No, we did not. Do we make more pens? No, we did not. But I'd say that's good progress overall. I think this is a good way to go about it. See what's up on the to-do board. Yip yap about a bunch of unrelated stuff, and then check off what you've done on the to-do board, because you never know, you might have done a lot of stuff. No, but I think next video I want water chicken. So I think until we get the apples, water chicken is going to be my #1 priority. Water chicken, but water chicken is impossible without apples. So we're gonna need saplings from trees, need money, so we're gonna optimize. I want better pens. That's gonna be my next video. And I guess we'll have to figure out how to do that next time. Hope you'll stay to the end of my ramblings. I doubt it. So to future me, if you end up watching this video, you're a lot stupider. I hope you become a lot smarter now. I only hope that I've grown and changed for the better as a person. Alright, adios. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.